Next thing I want to talk about for painting our still life is the lighting setup. So one of the things as you're working on making your observational painting look retinal or as close to reality as possible when you're doing an observational painting is to get really good lighting so that you can see the curving form, the undulations, the texture, shadows, highlights. And to have really good lighting is going to make a difference. So remember, this is inside of a box that has diffused lighting with these little cutouts on the side where we have this somewhat translucent paper. And I'm going to show you what a difference it makes to have these lights on. So here they are with them on. And here is both of those off. And look at what a difference, even just showing this in the video, how much a difference that makes. Again, here's with one on, and you can see the shadows start to pop. Here's with two. And now another thing to do, if you can work this way with the lights off for part of the time, you could work on color for the majority of the painting, but at some point when you're getting closer and when you're kind of working on the shadows and the highlights, if you flip off your overhead lights, and I'm going to show you how dramatic this is, like so. And you can really, even just seeing this video, you can see what a difference there is between the shadows, the core shadow, the highlight, the reflected light that you miss out on if you have a lot of light flooding into the space. Now it might be difficult for you to work on your painting if you don't have light. So you, because the overhead lights are off and you have just bright lights focused on your still life, you might want to have a third desk lamp set up next to your palette and next to your canvas so you can see as you're working. Or as I mentioned before, another possibility is to have the lights on for the majority of the painting, and then when you get about 75% of it done, flip off the overhead lights and work on the shadows. So that'll show you, just again, just to show you a contrast, this is with the lights off in the room and this is with them back on. And it makes quite a bit of difference. I think my camera adjusts a little bit for the lighting conditions, so it throws it off a little bit, but it's even more dramatic of a contrast in person. So this is an option for you. You don't necessarily have to do this, but it's very suggestive for observational painting to have the best lighting conditions possible so that you can get really accurate color and really nice dimensionality and depth with your singular objects. Just want to let you know too, so I bought an orange, a peach, a lime, a mango, which is pretty fun, and this Granny Smith apple to get some color variety. Now certainly I could probably get, I got a little bit of size variety, but I could probably get more. But I was shooting for things that have a pretty good core to them, color-wise, there's some texture, and maybe I picked something that's really complex like a peach, but then I balanced that by getting something a little more simple to paint, such as that green apple. But there's a range of colors to be able to mix here. But what's cool about this is as I'm looking at this, I can see that there's some yellowish greens that are in the apple that are also in the lime, like this color here is also here, and it's also here. So that really helps. Or some of this orange is here, it's also here, and I might even be able to find some of it here or here in some of that reflected light, like some of the orange bounces off onto the green there. So that's really helpful as you're thinking about this. And I spent about $5 on this produce. And remember, don't plan on eating any of it because it's going to get pretty nasty over the course of a week. So it's just going to be there for the sake of your beautiful, amazing painting. So just wanted to talk about lighting. Signing off, the next two videos we'll talk about how to set the scene with thumbnail sketches and then the underpainting, which is going to be complementary contrasting colors for your underpainting.